Hey everyone, this is Cliff with Hamilton Transportation. I just arrived here at the John Deere plant in Kernersville, North Carolina. So I'm going to go get checked in, and then we are getting the biggest excavator I've ever hauled. So it's a John Deere 300P. It's a little over 65,000 pounds, which is just about the limit we can do going up through Virginia. So let me go get checked in, and then we'll see about getting this thing loaded. Alright, so we got checked in. So this load requires outriggers and boards. So I got to get all that stuff out and set up. Set that right at the end. Let me move my chain through. Grab a block. Come back a little. Alright, so that was relatively painless. Now we'll see where the weight is on this big thing. I don't know if you guys got a look at that truck that was beside me, but that dude's just got a regular Volvo truck, and he's got a 350 on there. And I don't see any way where he's legal. Alright guys, we got this loaded up. We have it aired up. We're not high. We're about 10 feet 10 inches wide, and I'm trying to figure out where the weight is on this. But Jen is actually on the phone booking another load, so hopefully give her a minute and we'll be able to figure that out. Alright guys, we got this big old thing loaded up. I had to scoot it back towards the back of the trailer to get enough weight off of the tandem. Virginia only gives you 44,000 pounds on your tandem, so in order to get that down to around 44,000, we had to put it pretty far back, which means I wasn't able to set this on the deck. I actually had to set, I took my last two 2x10s and put them on the back over those cross members, and then put a block under that cylinder. So hopefully that's good. I'll chain it, but not too tight, so we should be all right there. So now I just got to get this thing chained down and we will be ready to rock. Oh, and also I was worried that doing that would put the height over, but it's not. It's like 13.4 at that hydraulic line up there at the top, so we're good. And we just got to get chained down. Alright guys, we've got her chained down. We got 8 half-inch chains, or 4 half-inch chains and binders. 4 half-inch binders on the tracks, and then we got the 3/8 chain over the boom to secure that, the block under that cylinder so it doesn't damage anything. Got our flags on the corners. I think the last thing I got to do is put the exhaust cover on, and then we'll be ready. I got to take some pictures, fill out my paperwork, and then we're ready to head out. So there she is, big old John Deere 300P. So that is definitely the biggest excavator I've ever hauled. Now we'll see if we're legal in Virginia. We should be, and there is a scale. We're taking 220 up through Virginia up to the bottom side of Roanoke, and then running 81 up to 70 and across to Baltimore, because if we take 95, there's a curfew starting at 4 p.m. and I doubt we'll make it there by 4, so that means we're just sitting. So it adds, I think it adds like 35 miles, but it gets us away from that curfew, so we can run until, you know, 7 or 8 o'clock tonight, however late I won't feel like running. We'll get pretty close to Baltimore. I'm hoping for Winchester, and then it'll be a short run in the morning. So yeah, let me get pictures and paperwork, and then we'll roll out. And I don't know how he was legal. How you doing?
I'm just going to check the bill, check the serial number back there.
Yep.
Yeah, if you want to back over into that corner, you can do it. Thank you, bud.
Yep. Oh, that's the
I'll
guy.
check it back there and I'll wait you on, all right?
I was wondering how that guy was going to be legal with that 350.
Say again?
I was wondering how that guy was going to be legal with that 350.
Yeah, he was sideways. He was leaning.
Did it slip off?
No, but he was like this.
No, he only had one board under the one track.
Well, he asked them to move it because he thought it was leaning.
Yeah.
Well, when they moved it and he told them how he wanted it, it was more on the left
Made it
side.
worse.
So he's leaning half the fucking way. So they told him, he said, "You can do it."
Yeah. No, but it was.
I'll take it back there and you'll be good to go, all right?
Thank you. Yeah, it was leaning. Yeah, this guy. I don't see any. I can't see how he's leaving. So we just stopped up here at a scale, a cat scale, just a little bit north of where we loaded on 220. We just got onto 220. I just wanted to make sure that we were going to be legal in Virginia, and I don't think we're going to have any problem, because as you can see, we're under 14 on the steer, we're 41.3 on the drive, and 53,480 on the trailer, for a gross of 108,600. So this thing is not as heavy as they said it was going to be. We figured we were around 112,500, but we're not. You know, we're not anywhere close to that. We're like 3,000 pounds less than that. So I don't think this thing is 66,000. It's more like 63, which is still heavy, but not as heavy as they said. So I'm pretty sure we're allowed 55,000 in Virginia, so we should be absolutely fine. So the goal for today was Winchester, Virginia, coming up from North Carolina. We actually managed to get a little further than that, so that's usually not the way it works. Usually you don't get as far as you want to, but today was a little different. So we actually made it up to Williamsport, Maryland, which is just before I-70 goes east towards Baltimore. So that puts us about 83 miles from the port in the morning, which is really nice. So I might just get up super early in the morning, because Maryland allows you 24/7 travel under an oversized load. So I may just get up early in the morning and head over to the port, see if we can get this unloaded, because I have another excavator to pick up at the port that's going out to Ohio. So, but we made it up here to the Red Roof Inn in Williamsport, Maryland. I never stayed at this one before, so we'll see how it is. Yeah, so I'm gonna go get checked in. relax for the night. I gotta walk across the street and get some food. But I will see you guys in the morning when we get rolling again. Alright guys, we got onto the port here in Dundalk. I just went in and checked in. So they told me to put this excavator in A row. So they said any spot in A row is good and somebody will meet me over there. So we got to drive all the way over to the other side of Mid-Atlantic terminal here and get this off and get it into a spot. so we got over here to A row. There's a spot right there. So we're gonna go ahead and get this thing off and drop it in that spot. All right, so we got the truck separated from this. So I was gonna put it up in that spot. The guy that gave me my paperwork said he wants it here. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull it off and get it here. The one thing about this one, you can see that the tracks are pretty wide. So it's not too bad, but I'm just gonna have to be careful to not drift to one side or the other because I could fall off after I'm off of my outriggers there. But it shouldn't be a problem. I'm gonna use this this new Humvee as a camera mount here. Put you guys right here so you can see what I'm doing. right, guys, we got that one parked. Left the keys in it. So that's a successful delivery. Now, I actually have to go to another terminal on the port and pick up another excavator, but that one is not going to need these outriggers. So I need to get these put back into my well there. Let's go ahead and get hooked up. Alright guys, I got the trailer cleaned up about as much as I want to. So I'm gonna leave my chains and stuff where they're out and easy to get to, because I'm just driving literally like half a mile and then checking into another terminal on the port and picking up another excavator. So this way I have all my stuff already laid out. So that's about gonna do it. It's just about gonna do it for this one. We got this John Deere 300P delivered down here to the Port of Baltimore, to Dundalk Marine Terminal. No issues. I thought that this thing was going to be a good bit heavier than it actually turned out to be. Turned out to be about 63,000 pounds. I was thinking it was going to be closer to 67. So we didn't have a problem with Virginia. Got pulled into both weigh stations on 81, and they looked at my permit and then passed me right through. So this one is done. I want to thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for the next video, because I'm picking up another excavator, running up to Toledo, Ohio. So I will see you guys in that one.